So today we are going to cover show me and tell me questions for UK driving test. Uh, Show me and tell me questions is compulsory in the test, and examiner will ask you two questions in the driving test. One question is tell me questions, another question will be show me questions. There are 14 tell me questions, a set questions, and examiner will ask you one questions out of those 14 questions. And tell me questions they will ask you before your test starts, before you actually start driving. Show me questions, there are 7 show me questions, and they will ask you only one question out of those 7 show me questions. And show me questions they will ask you while you're actually driving, during your driving test. Okay. If you do get any of the questions wrong, it's not a major mistake. They won't fail you for that. It will be only a driving fault, so it's called minor mistakes. However, during the show me questions, if you do get the question wrong, it's not a problem, but if you lose your control, so for example, if you're steering going left or right, or you start speeding up, or you slow down because you're busy showing them, then you may get a serious mistake for that. It means you may fail your test. Okay, so we're going to have a look at all the tell me questions first of all the 14 questions. So 3 questions is about the bonnet related, so I'm going to have a look. I'm going to show you what's the 3 questions about the bonnet. So if the examiner says tell me how do you open the bonnet, and then show me where is your engine oil dipstick. Okay, so come and have a look here. So this is a Toyota Yaris car, and then you can open the bonnet from here. You will hear that little noise there as well. Okay, then you know it's open. So right in front of this Toyota logo, there's a little lever. You flick it to the left and lift it at the same time. So this little catch, keep it to the left and lift it up at the same time. Now the bonnet is quite heavy, so don't let go suddenly. There is a holding stick here. Make this wide a little bit. Okay, so this is easy to take it out and pop this in here in the hole. There's an arrow or arrow telling you where to hold this bonnet. Okay, so engine oil dipstick is here. Okay, so it's written engine oil on it and looks like a stick. During the test, you do not have to touch anything because the engine might be hot or your hand might get dirty. So if the examiners say to you, show me where is your engine oil dipstick, so you can just point them without touching anything. Okay, and so how do you check for the level? So you say, I'll take it out, clean it, dip it in again, and take it out and check against the minimum and maximum mark. Like I say, you don't really have to do this, but I'm gonna do it so you understand what I mean. So you say, I will take it out, yeah, and then you wipe it with a clean cloth. Okay, then you can dip it in again all the way, and then you take it out and you say, I'll check between this. It should be between minimum and maximum mark. Okay, so again, you don't have to do this. I'm just showing you this so you understand how to explain these things. Another question about the bonnet is, say, show me where is your engine coolant in this car, and how do you check for the level. So engine coolant is here, this pink bottle. It should be between F and L, between full and low. Okay. Where is your brake fluid in this car, and how do you check for the level? So brake fluid is here, a blue bottle, should be between maximum and a minimum. Okay, like I said, they won't ask you all the 3 questions, but they will only ask you 1 question. Okay, this is just for your knowledge. This is the water for your windscreen washer. They do not ask you in the test, but this is where you put your water for your windscreen washer. Okay, once you finish with the question, he will say, okay, secure the bonnet again, so you can shut it down. So again, you just make it a little bit up so the sticks easily come out. Make sure you clip it in and hold it just up to your waistline and just let it go. Okay, so these are about the bonnets, 3 questions. Now let's look at the tires. So lots of people get questions a bit confused when they ask the tire related questions. Okay, so there are two questions tire related. So first of all, one question out of that is that how do you check that what is the legal requirement for the tires, and how do you check for what's the legal requirement for the tires, and what the tread depth should be. So the legal requirement tread depth should be 1.6 millimeters. So that's normally comes in your theory as well. So these lines in the tire, this the depth, how deep this should be the tread. So it should be 1.6 millimeter. Also, another legal requirement is there shouldn't be any cuts, bulges, or nails. Okay, so it should be in a good condition, no wear and tear. So this is the one question about legal requirement. Another question they will ask you, where do you find the information about the tire pressure? So normally tire pressure information is in a car manual, car handbook, and nowadays all the handbooks are online, so you can also say I can check it online, but you can give answer like I can check it on a car manual, car handbook. How do you check the pressure? So you say I'll go to the petrol station and use the pressure gauge there, pressure machine there. Okay, so these are two questions about tire, so make sure it's a two separate questions, don't mix it up. Okay. Now about the brakes. So brake related also there are three questions about brake related, and people often get confused. So one is a brake lights. So if they say how do you check your brake lights are working or not? Okay, so you say I will apply the brake. So you press the brake and you just say you don't need to do it, but you say I will apply the brake and I will ask somebody to have a look. Now if you don't have anybody with you, again you can check with the reflection. So you say I'll apply the brake, I will ask somebody to have a look, or I will check against any reflective surfaces. So usually you can check with your house garage door or a window, or you can check reflection with any other car and things like that. Okay, so when I press the brake, you will see the brake light turns up, so you can have a look at the red light will come up. Yeah, can you see that? Yeah. So when you apply the brake, then that red light comes up, so then everybody knows you're braking. So if you want to test it, if you want to check it how it works, this is how you do it. Another question about the brake is how do you check your brakes working or not before starting a journey? So you say the brake should not feel spongy or a slack. Slack means loose, and when you're driving and you apply the brake, car should not pull to one side, it shouldn't drag to one side. Okay, so this brake feels firmer, so it's working. But if it's a loose, then it will be like if it's a manual car, you will put the foot on the clutch and it will feel like that. So for example, so means you won't have any resistance. Yeah. So but anyway, simple answer you can say is that the brake should not feel spongy or a slack. Okay. About anti-lock braking system. Okay, so if they say how do you check your anti-lock braking system is not working in this car? So usually anything is not working, the light comes up on the dashboard, but in here the answer you will say if anti-lock braking system, if ABS is not working, the light will show on the dashboard. Okay, so I'll show you that as well. So you start your car and you will see this ABS, so the light's gone now, so it means the ABS is working. But if it's not working, so I'll show you this again. So this ABS light, it will stay on, okay, if it's not working. If you start the car and after a while all the light goes, it means it's working. Okay, so there are three questions about the brake, anti-lock braking system, brake itself, and your brake lights. Okay, now come and have a look this side, come and sit that side. So we're going to have a look at some questions about the light related. So if they ask you, tell me how do you check your direction indicators working or not? So you know when you're signaling left or right, how do you check those are working or not? So you say I'll press these hazard lights, your hazard warning lights, and you say I will walk around the car and check it. Okay. Again, you don't need to do this. You don't need to come out of the check it. You just explain them. Okay. You can also do one by one signal and then check it. But instead, you can say, I will press the hazard lights and I will walk around the car and check it. Okay. Another question. How do you check your headlights and tail lights are working or not? So your headlights and tail lights are your front light and the back lights. You know, when it gets dark, you switch the lights on. So how do you know it's working or not? So you say, I will switch the lights on from here twice, and then you say, I will walk around the car and check it. So again, you don't need to switch it on, but you can explain them. So I will turn the lights on from here. If you want to demonstrate, yeah, you feel free to do it. So I will switch the lights on and I will walk around the car and check it. Okay. They say, how do you change your lights from dip beam to main beam, and how do you know the main beam is on? So you say, I'll switch the lights on and I push it away from you, yeah, so towards the dashboard. So push it away like that. And how do you know it's on? So the blue light comes up on the dashboard. That's how you know it's on. To change it back to low beam, you push it back again. So this is the separate question. So one question was, how do you check your light working or not? So you switch it on and go outside and check. But if they say, how do you change it? So when you turn the lights on, it will be on the dip beam by default. Okay? But you change it to the higher beam. Higher beam is the full beam, so you can see more further away. Okay. So to change it, you push it away. So first you turn the lights on, of course. You push it away, and the blue light comes up. Change it back to low beam, like this, and you make sure you switch it off in the test, if you do demonstrate that. Another question about the light is, say, how do you switch on your rear fog light, and explain me use of it, or when will you use your fog light? So the fog light again is here where all the lights are. First, to turn the fog lights on, you need to turn the lights on. So you say, I'll switch the lights on first, like this, twice. You make sure you twist it twice. You make this white line in line with this symbol of the light. All these light symbol will be the same in every car. Okay, so turn the lights on, and the fog light is here in a bit. Again, this white line is near to the 0. This is your front fog light, and you twist one more time, and you won't stay there, but you switch it on that way, and the fog light will come up here. That's the rear fog light. Okay. If they say, how do you know it's on? So yeah, I can see the symbol. And when will you use your fog light? So when the visibility is less than 100 meters. In other words, if you cannot see more than 100 meters, then you use your fog light. Usually when it's foggy, you can turn the fog lights on anyway. Okay. Now about your power steering. Yeah. If they ask you, how do you check your power steering's working or not? Okay. So you say, when the engine is off, so I'm gonna switch the engine off. So when the engine is off, you cannot turn. Look, it's hard to turn. But as soon as you start the engine, yeah, it's very easy to turn, very loose to turn. So you say, when the engine is off, you cannot turn, or it's very hard to turn. And as soon as you start the engine, it's easy to turn. Then its power steering is working. Okay. In this particular car, however, the light comes up on the dashboard in a Toyota Yaris. So if the power steering is not working, light comes up. You can also give that answer as well. So if the examiner says, how would you check your power steering is working or not? You say, if the power steering is not working, in this car, light comes up on the dashboard. You don't exactly have to give those bookish answer. As long as you understand what they're trying to ask you, and as long as you understand the answer, you can give the answers. Okay. About your head restraint. So head restraint is here. How do you adjust your head restraint so it gives you maximum protection in event of crash? Okay, so you say there is a button here in the Yaris here, this little button there. You press that and it just goes up and down, and you say, I adjust in a way so the center part of the head restraint is in line with my eyes, or some say on top of the ears. So in line with your eyes or top of the ears is the same level. So the center part should be in line with your eyes or above it. So if you're a little shorter and head restraint is quite high, not a big deal. Okay. So these are all the tell me questions. Okay. And now we're going to go through some show me questions. So like I said, there are 7 show me questions. So I'm going to start the car to demonstrate that, because you will be driving at this time, so your car will be on. So while you're driving, If they say, could you show me how would you check your horn is working or not? So usually in every car, horn is here in the middle where the airbag is. So while you're driving, if you try to do that, sometimes you cannot press it much. So the best way to use is your palm. While you're driving, you just move your hand there and press it like this, okay? Again, like I said, make sure you don't lose your focus from the road ahead. So make sure while you're showing them, try to look more ahead as possible, and then just press it like that, okay? Another questions, show me how do you open and close your side window. Now the best thing to do is you put your hand there, right, because you'll be driving. Instead of looking like that, put your hand there and try to feel it. You will feel a little gap here. It's written auto there, but you will feel the little gap. So you'll feel that, and then so down is opening, up is closing, okay? So you're going to do it like I say, you will try to look in the front and show them, okay? How would you switch on your dipped headlight? So show me how do you switch on a dipped headlight. So we did learn that in a tell me questions, but you have to demonstrate actually now here while you're driving. So again, you remember where it is rather than trying to do like this. Just while you're watching, you know you twist away twice and it does turn the lights on. So you just twice and then you switch it off again, okay? How would you set your rear demister? So it's written here rear. In a Yaris is nice and easy, but if you have a different car, the logo, like I said, it's in every car is the same. So you will see this type of logo, it means it's your rear demister. This type of logo is the front. So if they say, how would you check your front demister working or not? So press this front and switch it off. They say, how would you set your rear demister? This. If you don't want a fan, you can turn this fan on, off. If you already have the say fan on, so in this car, if you turn the front demister on and off, then it will just stay on. If you want to take it off, you can take it off like that, off button, okay? About the cleaning your front windscreen, so if they say, show me how do you clean your front windscreen using the water wiper. So front windscreen is here, symbol is like this, so you pull towards you and it cleans it, okay? So now this is not a wiper, you have to show them using your water wiper. So make sure water squirts and it cleans it. So while you're driving, all you have to do is pull towards you like this. So there's a symbol here, it tells you. So while you're driving, pull like this and it cleans it. So hold it for a few seconds and until the water squirts and you let go. So you hold it and let go, okay? Same way, if they say, how do you clean your rear windscreen with using the water wipers? So you can see the symbol here, the rear one is at the 0. You twist down like this, okay? So when and hold it for a few seconds. So you like that and hold it. So you will see in the back window here, so the water come out and will clean it. So if you do it here, so look at here. So if you do it here like this, and then the water will come out there. That looks like water, but this is how you do it, and it will clean with the water, okay? So yeah, these are all the show me and tell me questions. Thank you for watching the video.